We started filming Din in May of 2001 in a diamond mine in the Kanema province of Sierra Leone, a few miles from its border with Liberia.
What is that?
At the time, Sierra Leone was embroiled in a civil war, and so getting out to the mines without getting hassled by the RUF or by other paramilitary groups was a bit of a trick. We managed to catch a break though, and the minister of the Kanema province promised us an armed escort into one of the mines. It was controlled by the government, so long as we made it out to the Kanema region, which we did. What we discovered is that getting into the mining area was not nearly as hard as getting out. Once we were in the territory, deep into the territory, actually in the mines, our hosts, our escorts, turned on us and started demanding more money from us. So this escalated into a bit of an incident, and we made it out without having to pay anything else, with all our limbs intact. But once we arrived back in Freetown a couple of days later, we learned that our reputations had taken a bit of a hit. So we were advised to leave the country a bit sooner than we wanted. We ended up staying in Sierra Leone as a result, only about 3 weeks. Filming in the United States began in October of 2001, a month after the attacks of September 11th. One of the things that we tried to establish in the film was this zeitgeist of a security state that took hold at the beginning of the 21st century. So if you'll notice, the domestic shots and the Western European shots featured an architecture of very clearly defined straight lines, whereas the farther away we got from Western civilization, the more amorphous the shapes and the more curved, or I guess undefined, the architecture. One of the first persons to sign on with the cast was Monica Palco, and this was way back in 2000 as we were developing the idea. Monica's experience is primarily in stage acting, and so with stage actors it's usually a bit of an adjustment, scaling back their performance to the screen and allowing the camera to come to them rather than them projecting themselves out to the audience. But with Monica it was just an immediate transition. One of the things I like most about Monica is she brings a physicality to a performance that I think is really unique. She does so much with the space in between her lines, and some of my favorite moments were those where she didn't speak at all. Filming in Russia presented some sort of unusual challenges. We spent about 7 days in St. Petersburg, but we filmed during the season of White Nights in June, and that's where there's almost 24 hours of continuous daylight. And as a result of the time difference, I wasn't able to sleep, so I ended up wandering the streets of St. Petersburg at 3 and 4 in the morning with the camera equipment, looking for interesting exterior shots. Here, since the themes in the film relate to those addressed by Dostoevsky, we paid a bit of a tribute by featuring the street where he lived on when he wrote Crime and Punishment, and his flat is right about here. One of the things that we learned pretty quickly was that the police state in Russia is alive and well. One morning when I'd been unable to sleep, I was wandering around and I'd forgotten to bring my passport with me. And so I was filming, I think, the Church of Spilt Blood, when two very drunken policemen right here approached me and then detained me and started demanding marijuana pistola. And since I only know one or two words in Russian, one of them being thank you, I think it probably was a bit amusing to anybody watching.
Have you read The Brothers?
Not really reading for pleasure.
Of the characters in the film, I think that Carolyn and Tony were two of my favorites, and that's probably because they were the two most extreme of the principals. One of the ideas that we tried to convey in the film was this idea of individuals that were trapped in this sort of greater system, this system that swallowed up their humanity. So almost all of the characters are sort of inchoate or incomplete human beings in one respect or another. But within that system, I think that Carolyn and Tony probably lie at its periphery more than the others. And also the actors, Kelly and Andy, were nothing like the characters that they portrayed. We were at first somewhat reluctant to cast Kelly because we thought she was too attractive and too vibrant personality to play someone as neurotic and antisocial as Carolyn, but I think she pulled it off really well. And Andy is thankfully nothing like the paranoid, murderous contract killer that he portrays here. From a logistical standpoint, one of the more difficult shoots we had was in Istanbul, Turkey. Ali Pang and I arrived there expecting to coordinate with some local actors we'd contacted prior to leaving, and we had 10 days to shoot 2 scenes, which I thought was ample time. But our point of contact fell through, and the local talent agency wanted nothing at all to do with us. So we spent days literally trolling the streets of central Istanbul, walking up to people and asking them if they wanted to be in a film. But for the other scene, we caught a break. We met a local artist who doesn't speak any English named Mele, who for the role of Anji. And in one day, Mele learned his lines, and then we spent the next day shooting. And in fact, he spent the previous evening learning to speak the one line he has in English, which I thought was just extraordinary.